A horrific dog attack at a local park left a young boy seriously hurt and a puppy dead. Tonight, the boy is home from the hospital and the owner of the dog behind the attack has been charged. Channel 11's Amy Hudak is at Riverbank Park in Verona after hearing from both families tonight.
Both families involved say this is just a heartbreaking situation. That dog was in his yard over here when police say the little boy was walking his puppy here near the park. The little boy says the dog.
Sorry, people. Welcome back. Welcome back. I had to stop it right there. Isn't that a recipe for disaster? Why would you build a playground right here? I understand they have it fenced in, but the youngsters still have to be outside to get to it. You know, you got to park your car. Like this kid was doing, walking his dog. We're going to walk to the playground. And you're going to put it right there in a residence. Just bad idea. Recipe for disaster. If any one of us would have seen this scene, we would have known right away. This is not good. Look at that. This is right across the street from a playground.
Puppy here near the park. The little boy says the dog jumped the fence and then went after him.
He was just all puppy. He was just running around all day.
Okay, well, hold on, youngster. So, this was clearly not fear, okay? I don't care that it was another dog, because dogs do this with human beings. That Doberman, which is a larger dog, saw the smaller dog as prey. So no, dogs do not attack simply because they're in fear. In fact, it's hard to find. It's really impossible to find a dog that launches an attack because it's afraid. When dogs are afraid, they tuck tail and run.
Just all puppy. He was just running around all day. And he never wanted to be alone.
The sports welders just adopted Simba 2 days ago. 12-year-old Liam was walking his new puppy at Riverbank Park Tuesday evening when he says the neighbor's Doberman jumped right over the fence.
I tried to get our puppy into the playground and close the gate, but he jumped onto my back and pushed me down before I was able to.
Liam's mom.
Really? Was the dog even after the other dog, or was he after the boy? I'm sure the dog didn't care. As you can see, he got the dog into the fence, and the dog said, okay, you're just as good of a target. Because it makes no difference to these inbred mutants.
Was sitting outside.
Hell, it was pure terror, hearing my son scream, hearing the dogs go nuts. You knew what was happening right when you heard it screaming.
The Doberman's owner, David Lowry, is facing several charges.
They're summary offenses right now, and we submitted to the state to label this dog a dangerous dog.
Lowry's wife talked to us off camera
Look
and
at
was
that. What is that? Like, wow, why wouldn't you replace that? Why is it so poorly reinforced? My goodness. I mean, a fence like this, if you just want to fence your property, fine. But to say that this is to hold or conceal a dog, that you're going to have a dog, no. And that should be a part of the law. Your fence should be extremely, and what could you do? They can jump 10-foot tall fences. So there's no reason to have them in society. You can't justify it.
Tears, saying they adopted their Doberman, Max, from an abusive situation.
And here we go. So a bunch of idiots. Another shelter mutt. And, you know, it's funny how they say it came from an abusive situation. What you acquired for? Aren't you aware that these types of dogs will attack you? These people, man, they do this type of stuff and they get other people hurt. That's the only thing they do. Either other people or themselves. But it's usually other people.
Max, from an abusive situation, and they've chosen to put him down. She said the family was saving up to put in a new fence this summer. But neighbors we talked to say this isn't the first time. A 12-year-old girl was trying to shield a different neighbor's small dog when the same Doberman attacked a year ago in Riverbank Park.
It's a safety issue, not just for my son and other dogs, but this is a playground. Other kids.
Oh, stop. It's a dog issue. It's not just about specific dogs. Why wait around to see which next dog is going to be labeled dangerous? They're all deranged and unstable. Y'all haven't figured this out yet? When they're not attacking anyone, what are they doing? They're acting crazy. They're walking around in circles, sniffing everything, looking at brick walls, looking around everywhere as if they hear voices in their heads. They're acting crazy before they even attack people. It's like, come on, man.
Kids come here. What if the dog went after a kid? What if it was a toddler yesterday and not just a puppy?
Young lungs at play. This is a tobacco-free zone. It should be a dog-free zone too. And that's where we are in society right now. If you want to build a playground for youngsters, you got to really do it in an isolated area, away from residential areas. It's got to be like in a real park, man, where you're surrounded by acres and acres of grass. And then you have to fence it off even then. How pathetic is that? And really, it should be totally enclosed. Because if a mutt can jump a 10-foot tall, 12-foot tall fence, if they can't jump it, they'll simply dig a hole and crawl underneath it. So it needs to actually be in a building. Society is so dangerous. They should really build playgrounds for youngsters and parks and amusement parks for youngsters inside of buildings.
Verona's police chief is asking neighbors to keep their dogs on leashes, especially as the weather warms up.
You can't reasonably ask them to do that when the dog is in their front yard in an enclosed fence. These dog lovers not going to listen to that. What's the point of a fence if you're going to also require them to have it on a leash? No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that.
The Verona Police
Wait a
Department.
minute. Give me a second here. Somebody's cutting grass out here. Let me make some adjustments. That is too loud. Man, get out of here. You ruining my live stream, man. If it ain't YouTube, knuckleheads out here. Now this story, let's finish this.
Is asking anybody who was in the park and saw what happened to please give them a call. Reporting in Verona.
There was another incident. This is a 12-year-old boy here. And, this surfaced 15 hours ago. And unfortunately, a youngster was unalived by a dog also. This surfaced 10 hours ago. And this was a 7-month-old girl.
Tonight, questions remain after a 7-month-old girl was attacked and killed by a dog in her family's home in Portland, and it left her loved ones with unimaginable heartbreak.
WSMV's Amber Jayanth is following the investigation. She joins us now from the Portland Police Department with the very latest.
As you can imagine, police say this tragedy has not only taken a toll on the family, but on officers as well. When first responders arrived to the home, they say they had to put the dog down because it was still showing aggressive behavior. Portland police are still not releasing the address of where the fatal dog attack happened. As the investigation continues, the heartbreak has now extended throughout the community.
Oh, I was devastated because it's a baby. My kid or not, I'm protective really bad over babies.
Police say they were...
I don't believe you. I don't believe that lady at all. She seemed exactly like the type to have a dog inside the home with a newborn. Who you think you talking to?
Called to the home on Monday morning around 7. after a reported death of a child. According to police, the family dog, which a family member tells us was an English Mastiff, came into the home from the back door and attacked the infant, killing her.
I've been here my whole life, and, you know, we've heard.
Wait a minute. What did you say? The dog just walked into the house and attacked a newborn? Does that sound like fear? Does it sound like the dog was in fear of the newborn? How many people believe? No, excuse me, I'm sorry. How many dog lovers? I'm only talking to dog lovers now. How many of you believe that? This is what your experts say. It's not coming from me. All behaviors, they all say dogs almost always attack out of fear. Do you think that was fear? Of course you don't. So if you don't believe your own experts, who are you going to believe? Who are you going to listen to? I mean, how does it feel to know that your experts lied to you? Jeez. Let's continue.
Heard of dog attacks or whatever, but not nothing like
Infant, killing her.
I've been here my whole life, and, you know, we've heard of dog attacks or whatever, but not nothing like the infant, especially if the mama was holding them. You know, that was devastating.
A family member says they've had the dog several years and it never showed aggression towards the family, so they're not sure what made it snap.
My dog.
Wow. Did y'all hear that? So they had the dog before the newborn was born. This was a 7-month-old. They had the dog for several years. They figured that just because the dog had never attacked anybody in the home, that it wouldn't attack the newborn. Why would anybody assume that? Doesn't that seem like a real low-level thinker? Like, what? And it only took or would take a few minutes. 5 minutes of research. And you'll find out that when people have dogs and then introduce a newborn, quite often the dog attacks the newborn. There are several articles on this, on how dogs are quicker to attack newborns because newborns, they say, are seen by dogs as prey because of how they just lay there, they make noises, the movements. And they also say that sometimes newborns will stare, and they say that that will trigger the dog. I don't believe that staring part. The dog looks at a newborn, an immobile newborn. Understand, the dog understands that the newborn is alive but can't move. It's going to look at the newborn totally different from how it looks at the adults in the home. Why wouldn't anybody assume that? That just blows my mind. Blows my mind.
Dog's always been a small. At the end of the day, they're still in that.
What made it snap?
My dog's always been a small.
Listen, are you serious? What made it snap?
Dog several years and it never showed aggression towards the family, so they're not sure what made it snap.
My dog's always been a small. At the end of the day, they're still an animal. You know what I mean? So, no. Yeah, I would want to keep my kids very protected.
At the end of the day, she said, it's just an animal. So the people who bring newborns around these dogs, they don't even say that to themselves. Like, hey, this is a newborn. The dog is not going to look at a newborn the way it looks at us. We stand on 2 feet. We walk around. We use communication. We're in control of our limbs. We are manipulating the dog's food, the dog's water. The dog understands we are nothing like a newborn. It's not going to look at a newborn the same way it looks at us. These dog lovers, they don't even think like that. That is crazy. That is insane to me. I just don't understand it. Dog lovers, y'all are a wild group of people and dangerous. More than anything, dangerous.
We're told the mother did everything she could to save.
And then they mock us for calling this dangerous. Oh, you're scared of a little doggy. They leave comments like that in our comment sections all the time, don't they? Oh, you're scared of a little doggy. That mentality of mocking people, you're scared of a little doggy. They're exactly the type to bring newborns around dogs and things like this happen. Okay, dog lovers, you see, we're not going to produce a scene like this. You are.
For baby and was injured as well during the attack.
And I feel sorry for the family. You know, it sucks. It really sucks really bad because it's poor little innocent baby.
And no, arrest the family. What you talking about? Arrest them. According to the law, that is a crime. If you know something is lethal, if something is dangerous, according to reckless endangerment laws, CHILD endangerment laws, it's illegal to have it inside the home. They just don't put dogs in that category, and they should.
So, no, I can't imagine. Yeah, it hurts.
A family member tells us the mother of the infant is expected to be okay. In the meantime, police say they're continuing their investigation. In Portland, Amber Jayanth, WSMV4.
We first told you about this yesterday. Health officials say more than 2 million children are bitten by dogs in the U.S. every year. Most of them happen at home involving a family dog.
You liar. You liar. Over 2 million bitten? Dude, it was 2.5 million 10, 15 years ago. What are you talking about? It's more like 5, 10 million at this point. They are still using stats from over a decade. Can you believe that? Crazy. This is crazy.
So experts say you should never leave infants or young children alone.
No. You shouldn't have dogs in the home at all where infants reside. Boy, are we dealing with children here or what? Doesn't it sound like a bunch of grown kids? Never leave them alone. Yeah, just bring a grizzly bear and a lion, a tiger in the house, and then use that same principle too, huh? That mutt will rip an adult apart just like a lion will. Y'all a bunch of goofies. You nutters are goofies. It'll tear any one of you grown men apart, these mutts. You wouldn't bring a lion in the home. Don't bring a stupid mutt.
With a dog, if a loose dog approaches them, teach your child to stay still or be a tree. Make sure the dogs have their own space, like a crate or a bed. And if a pet starts showing aggressive behavior, talk to a professional.
Man, don't ever leave your kids' side ever. And don't ever bring dogs into your house. When your youngsters are outside, you better be out there with them. With them. Don't ever let them outside by themselves. That is a recipe for disaster. And you know, back in the day, there was a fear of kidnappers, right? That was the biggest fear. Don't talk to strangers. Y'all remember that was, that's still really a common narrative. Never talk to strangers is the advice we give youngsters. Well, we need to update all of that, don't we? We need to update all of that. 2, don't let your youngsters outside at all by themselves. Now they have to experience the outdoors. They have to. It's going to help them grow and develop. They need the sun. They need all that. So you're going to have to take those outdoor trips with them. And you as the adult, you're going to have to be armed. You're going to have to make sure you're legally able to carry, and you're going to have to be armed. If you can't, you're going to have some sort of protection. This is not that kind of world. Y'all better wake up and understand this. Look at how much worse dog attacks have gotten since 2020, since the big lockdown. These people buying these mutts in droves, and it continued after the lockdown was over. Y'all remember during the lockdown, they were promoting dogs like no tomorrow. Like, hey, this is the perfect time for you to get a mutt. You're inside, you're home, you're all alone, you're lonely. Get yourself a dog so you won't go crazy. And boy, they started buying up dogs like no tomorrow. And now look at what we got. Stories like this popping up. Now here's another one, okay? So 10 hours ago, that one, 15 hours ago for that one. I hope this is not another one. I hope this is just one of the ones we already covered. This surfaced 16 hours ago.
New at 5, a violent dog attack at a local park leaves a child hurt, a puppy dead, and serious questions about why this was allowed to happen again.
Yes. Thank goodness that was the same story. So I was right. It's two stories. Now let's move on to something positive. That's that's really what I was looking forward to. And that was really why I, wanted to go live. I think it's best if we always end on a positive note. Because if we don't, in a way, it gives the dogs the victory. Maybe the universe hears our cry, right? Humans have been said to have been able to control weather through group song and dance. There's been many people around the world who have said that this is real. And it may be that when a large group of people feel passionate about something, that it actually has an effect on nature itself. And I suspect we're in one of those moments where natural animals are sticking it to these mutts. Y'all remember dogs were getting attacked brutally by all different forms of nature. They got jumped by a pack of monkeys. Pack of monkeys tried to wipe them out. Was throwing them off rooftops. Y'all remember that one? Where the monkeys was taking the dogs up to the top of the roof and just throwing them off. Obviously, because the dogs kept attacking the monkeys, like, okay, we got to take these things out. Inbred mutants. Y'all remember bees? Where the bees was going at them, unaliving dogs at a crazy rate. Well, now it looks like, once again, the felines. Now, the felines are a constant predator of dogs, as we all know. But in this particular area, attacks like this are still rare.
The story so gruesome we have to blur it. A Yucaipa family is mourning the loss of their dogs killed by a mountain lion. The attack happened Saturday morning and was all caught on camera. The dog's owner says he's lived in the home for more than 30 years and says the area is rural and hilly, but with lots of families in the neighborhood. He says they're used to wildlife, but nothing this close before. And
So they didn't show us the attack, but they showed the mountain lion here, and you can see the dog's paw right.
And in broad daylight.
It's sad. Finally, last night, I stopped looking at bad videos and I started to pull up videos just of like the day before where they were running around playing together or playing with.
Shut up, man. And attacking people? Attacking people's harmless pets? The neighbors? Yeah, right. Oh, it's so sad. I ain't sad. You might be sad. Hey, knock yourself out. Who is this, the owner? Spare us the sob story, Roger. Yeah, this is the owner, Roger Schultz. Look, man, stuff happens. Stuff happens. You can't blame the mountain lion. You need to respect that. Respect nature, man. Dog lovers always talking about, oh, I'm an animal. Be an animal lover now and respect the process.
It's sad. Finally, last night, I stopped looking at bad videos and I started to pull up videos just of like the day before where they were running around playing together or playing with one of their chew toys and throwing it in the air. So I'm trying to focus on, like any normal type of grieving, kind of more of a celebration of life than continuing to reflect on those horrific graphic pictures.
So hold on. That mountain lion took out 2 dogs. Now that's gangster. Hey, that lion was playing no games. Went in there, took one out. I mean, imagine the skill set it takes. Took one out. I guess the other dog was probably sitting there scared. Like, uh-oh, that's not, yeah. That mutt was truly scared, because if they were, you know, ferocious and tenacious and it was 2 of them, that mountain lion would have probably retreated, because it definitely attacked them one at a time. That's what they do. They attack one at a time. If you watch felines, that's how they fight. So that mountain lion got into that area, started attacking one of those dogs, and that other dog was scared. That's why it didn't attack. That's how they act when they're scared. They sit there with their tails tucked, shaking and trembling. And can you imagine that mutt after the mountain lion finished off the first dog and looked over towards him? Finished off the first dog, looked at the other dog, and started walking towards him. Could you imagine? That must have been horrifying for that mutt. That must have been a horrible experience. Dog lovers, go ahead and wish the dog, R.I.P. and do your condolences. Knock yourself out.
Roger Schultz, the dog's owner, describing the attack to me. These weren't little dogs. Some are...
Yeah, There's a reason why you pointed that out, ma'am. She's looking at those dogs like, wait a minute. They couldn't have taken that mountain lion? 2, fairly big dogs. The dogs, they're going to take up for each other. You have an intruder. Think about that. The mountain lion is an intruder. You have an intruder come in and attack your sibling mutt and you don't help? That dog had to have been terrified. They were terrified of that mountain, and for good reason. That mountain lion took both of them out. Yeah, do all that bullying of kids. Do it to a mountain lion. Do it to a feline. Do it to a cat your size. A bunch of cowards. They're not going to just run and charge and attack other animals their own size. Well, let me take that back. They will attack another dog, but not a feline, top predators of this earth. Not even when there's 2 of them. Do all that barking at people, at other animals, acting all aggressive, attacking people. And then when one mountain lion is on the scene, they get washed. It's no competition. They get washed. It's such a one-sided beatdown that the mountain lion, as it's attacking one dog, it's like, hey, it says to the other dog, watch this. Dust that dog off, and then now it's your turn. As that mountain lion was taking out one of those dogs, that other dog did not attack. It didn't attack. Hadn't y'all seen lions when they attack more than one animal, and those animals are on attack, like hyenas? They'll be attacking one, and then the other one will come and bite it, and then it'll let that one go and turn and face that one, and the other one come and bite it, and it'll keep turning. That, if they were fighting it like that, I think that mountain lion would have took off. It's like, hey, I can't focus on one and just unalive it. So that mountain lion came in and took over.
On the left was a 65-pound Anatolian Shepherd, and Winter on the right was a 90-pound Alaskan Husky. Dogs the family believed would be safe. The California Department of Fish and Wildlife sent us a statement saying biologists will follow up with the family.
Wait a minute, people. That's just about the size of a mountain lion. 90 pounds, 100 pounds. Got washed. Straight washed. There was another. This surfaced 9 hours ago. So all this happened at the same time as these attacks. Okay, I hope it's something from the universe. there was another incident that took place. I don't know when this happened exactly, but this involved a bobcat. A bobcat. What's going on? Is nature turning against dogs? Okay, I'm just looking at these two cases, asking questions. Okay, what's going on here?
I just knew it was over. I just knew my dog was gone. The bobcat actually looked at me.
One of the meanest, nastiest dogs on earth is these little dogs right here. Angry, barking, attacking. They'll bite the bottom of your foot. They're just as violent. And if they come across a smaller living creature, they're going to attack it and unalive it too. So once again, respect the process.
Dog was gone. The bobcat actually looked at me, and I immediately react, you know, because I knew she was in danger, and I immediately I threw the closest thing I could think of was the puff bag at, you know, the fence, and my son-in-law came out running immediately behind me. He jumped on top of the fence, and the bobcat dropped her because he had to jump pretty deep. It traumatized me. It really traumatized me. It makes me nervous. I wouldn't want anyone, pet owner, to go through that, what I experienced.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Talking like this was her biological baby. It's a dog, lady. If anything would have happened, if that bobcat would have gotten away with your dog, you could have got out and got another dog that same day that looked just like it. Y'all remember Bill Cosby himself? When he told the joke about how fathers will threaten their kids, like, hey, I brought you in this world, I take you out. And it don't make no difference to me because I make another one look just like you. That was kind of unrealistic and inhumane. But when it comes to a dog, that's applicable. It's just a dog. A bobcat come snatch up your dog, stop crying. You about to have a heart attack, lady. You'll end up in a hospital on a ventilator and all kind of stuff over a dog. Stay calm. Tell yourself, this is nature. Those are predators. I made a conscious decision to keep prey as a pet and let it roam outside in the backyard. Yeah, respect nature. All this talk about, oh, I'm an animal lover. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. What are we going to do about these people? What are we going to do about these people? There's no getting through to them. You know, I wish that there was a way to track converts, former dog lovers who become anti-dog culture critics, That would really help my mood because this demographic is depressing. The things that they do, the way they get other people hurt, and the way that they don't respond to it accordingly. Everything is, it's the victim's fault. Oh, the poor doggy. He didn't know any better. Oh, he was scared. Oh, the youngster must have done something to make it snap. All this type of nonsense. You heard this story. This youngster, this boy, was walking his dog. The Doberman hopped the fence and launched an attack, and they still said, we're wondering what made the dog snap. You gotta be kidding me. This is why I say to all you dog experts, dog trainers, veterinarians, behaviorists who follow the channel, we, not just me, we, everybody you see in the chat room, we're the real dog experts. And the only reason I'm pointing that out and why it upsets me that we're not seen as the experts is because you are getting people hurt. We wouldn't be getting people hurt We're not giving people dangerous advice. They should not look at y'all as experts. They should be flocking to our platforms. Hopefully, that will change soon. Shout out to all of you able to join me for this live stream, and I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.